What's up, guys? All right, so we've had a few delays along the way, a few gremlins to fight. Of course, as we can see, we are in our first match. We still have 10 teams remaining out of the selected few teams that have joined us over on the map here. And it is going to be quite an exciting one now to see where everybody is going to be making their way on towards and what that action will, of course, then bring alongside that as well. But for now, as we can see, it is going to be the players here from 6 now just trying to make their way on through, looking for a bit of an opportunity to play. Of course, they've pulled right up alongside the players here from Sincerity. And with me, of course, I do have the awesome Mr. Vector Menace. How are you doing today?
Yeah, what's up, DK? I am fantastic. Always looking forward to doing the Mettlestate streams with you. And guess what? We do have 2 game days left, and yeah, so much excitement.
Yeah, and of course, we can see our zone has decided to move all the way over up to the edge, closing in on that Zaki position. So we do have a potential bit of congestion coming in on towards that southern edge of the zone as the teams are continuing to trickle a little bit further on forward. We've said goodbye to a few. Not a lot of teams have been taken out. As we can see already, we're quite deep into this game already now, currently held up all the way up into that third position. But of course, across the board, we got the players here from Gun now looking to rain down a little bit of terror along the way as best they can manage. We did get that quick knock coming through now from Roshi over on towards Coco. But the teams that we've said goodbye to so far is going to be the players from the side there of USO Crimson. They've already been eliminated. ATX or the players from ATROX. As well as the players coming through from Apex. And then, of course, the team from Sincerity. So those 4 teams have already now been forced to pack their bags and make their way back into the lobby. We still got a few more remainers. We also then have the players from the Predators who are down to only 1 remaining hopeful. We have situated in a little bit of an interesting position over on towards that northwestern side of the zone. But up in towards the phase itself, that is where things are still looking quite interesting as we got several teams and players looking to explore their options, looking to get themselves situated. As we can see now, the team there from Gun starting to push up from that bridge on the southern edge, pulling straight on forward. Up ahead, we do see the players there from the SIDEMEN, as well as the final hopeful left for the team of Lag. So it is going to be quite interesting to see how far these teams are going to be looking to push it, as we still have 25 players remaining.
Yep, I am amazed as I'm watching the amount of teams still here. 9 teams in total. The zone is quite small. We are reaching the final moments of the game actually, and it's going to get congested as you said, and you can see everybody just trying to get a compound, just try to find yourself within one of those buildings there in Georgiapolis is probably what majority, as you can see there on the map in the top right hand corner, are
Yeah, it's going to be essential for teams to get themselves in some pretty good standings, as we know, right? They are going to be playing for their position on that leaderboard. We, of course, now are already situated all the way into that 3rd week for the Pro Series. So positioning points, absolutely essential for these teams. Because if we look at what we've got coming through on our leaderboard, it is going to be the players there from Rila Insider, currently situated at the top of the board. EFX right behind them, followed by Slime 4KT, and of course, the players coming through from SIDEMEN. So it is going to be of utmost importance for these teams, should they be looking to find those additional points. We did see Nofmi getting taken right on down. We also then, of course, have Storm looking to get into a little bit of an engagement here, right alongside the players coming through here from 6. So, you know, I'm liking what these players are bringing out to the battlefield. Everyone getting ready for a little bit of that crazy action. And of course, now this is where everything is going to be tried and tested, right? The teams will have to try and show themselves. So we can see Gun still keeping a very steady position on the edge of zone, not really ducking in 100%, trying to pick up a few of those trades on those outlying regions. And the same, of course, can be said for the players here from Slime 4KT, right? But the problem on their side is They're trying to push through the squad from 6 Gaming to get themselves situated back in towards that zone.
Six now, Zeus now forming up ahead on top of the hill. He has high ground, just third party picking as the zone is coming in as well. 60 meters to go, but it looks like it's going to be a dire one for him, DK.
Oh, yes, Link's definitely not in the best position one could wish for. But of course now, it is going to be quite a bit of a challenge to get themselves back into the safety as they are looking for that potential play to be making. Meanwhile, we do see in the feed, of course, also it is going to be steroids to rain down a little bit of the chaos there, a little bit of the pressure as everyone is now just trying to squeeze on through. We got Gun still holding on to a very, very contentious position, being able to gatekeep the edge of that zone.
Yeah.
Now it continues to move a little bit further on towards that northern side. No drastic shifts really coming through at this point. But this is, again, right, the team's in a position where they could look to make some magic happen and just gain a few of those much-needed points. Of course, it is going to be a very, very trying play for the teams to get themselves into any substantial plays. As you can see, Roshi now just trying to cause as much problems as they can manage up ahead. And this is what I like about this position coming through here from Roshi, right? It's a good vantage point to be holding in such a position where you can just absolutely lay down the pressure on towards Rila Insider.
Indeed, and Rila Insider are feeling it right now, coming through with those shots with the DP. I also saw in the kill feed as well, one of the 4KT players just, they've lost use. Believe it or not, they had the upper hand on the hill at the back there, so they do need to push now forward into the next zone as they manage to come out a little bit victorious. Another knock coming through. One of the other players also down. Iron is Coco taking that shots in from a distance, but I do like what Pro are doing here as well. Came in swimming right over Georgia Fall, and they managed to find themselves successfully within almost now the zone as well. There we go, Storm from 4KT falls to that zone. Sleepy coming in with a beautiful knock there. Lots of things happening, pound out in the blue, and that's going to be a tough one for 4KT. Nice tap action coming in by XIX Sleepy as well, and this outside or the zone will do the rest of the tricks. Another Elam coming through. XIX Sleepy on fire right now, sitting on 5 Elams at the moment. We are reaching the final moments. 3 teams now remaining, TK.
Yep, this is the showdown we've been waiting to see, as it is now going to be down to our final 3 teams. There's going to be the players here from Prophecy as well as SIDEMEN. And then, of course, Rila Insider also looking to claim a good finish coming through. As we can see, Zeke now sitting on that 1 elimination. It's been some pretty scarce eliminations to find, actually. But, I mean, looking at the performance we had coming through from the players here of SIDEMEN, they've been able to clutch it out, right? Already 5 eliminations to their name. Sleepy bringing in 3 out of the 5 for the team. So some really, really satisfying plays indeed. But it is still going to be a pretty risky rush to make. As we can see, there's not a lot of space for these teams left to try and maneuver through. And we do see the predominant 2 teams sitting on towards that more southern edge, right? So it is going to be a really difficult one to get themselves just ahead into the safety of the next phase.
It's going to be tough. I mean, Rila Insider, they do have a beautiful point of view, just looking down towards the 2 squads that will probably be taking each other out there. We have XIX and Pro going head-to-head each other. And I mean, Rila Insider, they're sitting at the point now where they can just relax, you know. They've got over 40 points, more or less, on the leaderboard, and just looking like they can go into the rest of the games now. today's games and next week's games as well. Just take it easy, because they do have a big gap. However, you got to keep in mind EFXR and Slime 4KT as well. They're on their back, so I'm expecting some defensive gameplay, trying to get them in the top 3 without having to rush as much. I mean, they've done their part within the first 2 days, and I'm curious to see how they go forth within the next couple of games. Nice.
It's going to
Coming in there.
It's going to be a pretty tough one, right? As we look
Yeah.
now onto the positioning, we have Rila Insider looking absolutely beautiful, situated over on towards the more northern edge of that zone. But still, it is going to be a very risky and difficult play coming through now from Deadliest and Thirst, as they've been able to take a little bit of damage, but they found that elimination onto one of the players coming through from SIDEMEN. Hunter, however, now in a really compromised angle, moved too much, trying to get away from the players of Prophecy, and the shots will rain in from Rila Insider, and of course go the opposite way, face a very similar fate. Now comes that push through from the blue zone. It is going to be Thirst looking to rush around the edge, gets the trade right down on towards them, but of course in exchange gets taken right on down. Now it all comes down to Deadliest, and it is going to be Rila Insider to pick up that winner chicken dinner.
Sensational. They played it beautifully from beginning right through the end, going for that zonal gameplay I just spotted over there, and they managed to, especially the end, they've had the best spot, I think, at the end there, and they just dominated that last few moments, and the other 2 teams didn't stand a chance there.
Yeah, I mean, well, what a beautiful play indeed it was. But, I mean, we see some strong eliminations coming through here as well, right? Not only Rila Insider and the players from Prophecy, but also if we look over on towards Slime 4KT, right? Being able to lock in at least double-digit eliminations over in towards that 6th position. So we've got Rila Insider taking pole slot, that winner chicken dinner, Prophecy in 2nd, SIDEMEN up into 3rd place with 5 eliminations. We've got the players then from the Predators in 4th. We've got Gun locking into 5th, Slime 4KT finishing up in 4th place. You can see the players from EFX then secured in 7th position. We got 6 Gaming up in 8th place, Lag all the way in 9th. Then of course Sincerity walking away with 5 eliminations all the way back in 10th position. Apex locking in 11th. We got ATROX in 12th. And then, of course, the players there from USO Crimson taking that 13th place finish. So some really good performances coming in there. And, of course, our stars of the match will be none other than Thirst from Prophecy being our match MVP. We've got Pronto from Slime 4KT getting our Best Companion Award. And that final hit being dealt by Zeke to lock in that winner chicken dinner for the players there from Rila Insider. So a very satisfying start to our very first match, but of course, we still have 3 more matches to go. Next up, we are heading over into a little bit of that Miramar action. But of course, now, Victor, while we were struggling with a few of the technicalities and things, trying to get them all sorted in the background, right? We've seen these teams bring in a little bit more of a calculated approach going through today's matches, right? We haven't seen a super aggressive push across the board coming in from them just yet, but I'm excited to see what the teams are going to be bringing in as we move over on towards Miramar, right? I'm also looking to see whether or not we're going to have any more of that AMR action potentially to come through from these teams.
That will be nice to see one of that kills. I don't know if I missed last week's games. Did you see any of that action last week?
Slightly. I mean, we had 1 or 2 hits, but nothing too crazy, right? Nothing too crazy. But hopefully we can see that meta develop a little bit more with the teams as we get deeper and deeper into, the AMR being found a little bit more in the game itself.
Yeah, indeed. One of my, probably my favorite gun right now. I mean, I saw you in the training grounds as well, DK. There's so much things that you can do with that gun in this game, and I would love to see it tonight as well come through here. I just want to go back to what you were saying about just mentioning about. I'm just looking at the leaderboard right now. So with the teams that we can at least expect that are going to be pushing hard, it's going to be EFX, Slime 4KT, and SIDEMEN. We saw beautiful gameplay from 4KT pushing in there. And Rila Insider, I do believe they are going to go for those games where they can just sit behind, relax, and just stay in cover and trying to get themselves that extra points, placement points, instead of those kills tonight. I'm expecting that from them.
Yeah, well, only time will tell us what exactly the teams will have in store for us. And while we get our second match locked, loaded, and ready to roll, Of course, we are going to be taking a very quick break, waiting to see, what the teams will hold in store for us as we progress over on towards Miramar. So be sure to stay tuned, and we'll be back with you guys right after this break.
Perfecto.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're getting ready to roll in on with the action once again, getting ready for our second match. We're going to be heading straight over on towards Murmur. So waiting for one or two more players just to get into position, and then we're going to kick off the action for our second match. So Victor, I mean, like we've been watching these teams over several seasons, right? Looking at everybody step up, perform. Now, are we expecting anything from your side in particular to come through over on towards Murmur, seeing that we're going to be having a much fuller lobby?
Yep. You know what? We see the players dribbling in to the lobby, and guess what? We do have our players. I have spotted them from the Desert Flames, just making an entrance here on Miramar. I don't know if it's because it's the desert map and it's called their name, but I'm glad to see them in the games here tonight as well. They are currently fighting quite hard here with the other teams, talking about stepping up their game. So sitting in 10th position. Let's see what they can bring tonight here on Miramar.
Yeah, it is going to be time for some crazy action. I mean, yeah, I have to agree with you. Desert Flame, they've really been, in the past, they've been showing some really, really great plays coming
Yeah.
through, especially looking at them, participating on the map of Murmur itself. But as we know, right, all of those things can change
Yeah.
as time progresses on and teams come up with a little bit of a different strategy across the board. And it's going to be no different this time around either, right? We are going to be looking to see what the teams will be bringing, of course, where that flight path is going to be coming through and what everyone will have in store for us. But,
Yeah.
coming into today, we did see the players there from Rila Insider sitting at the top of the leaderboard on 97 points. We had Team
Ooh.
EFX up in second place with 58. So already sitting on about like a 29-point deficit between those two teams. And of course, then Slime 4KT 5 points behind the players there from EFX, all the way
Tight.
up in towards that
Mm.
on 53 points. But of course, now it is time for us to take a quick little bit of a look to see what our flight path is going to be bringing in. It starts all the way down over at Prison as per usual. And of course, it heads straight up over on towards that eastern side, making its way over on towards Al Azhar and the surrounding area. So quite a satisfying flight path, I believe, for the teams here. Nothing too slanted off to either side. It is very centralized, so it is going to be allowing a lot of that access to the majority of the map. But of course, now we're going to look to see where everyone's going to be dropping and where that first initial zone is going to be moving into as well.
That's going to be interesting because we do have a very southerly plane flight over here, and if the next zone decides to go all the way up north, it's going to be a rush to try and get into that next zone. But let's see what the game decides to give us, or the players here as well. And I hope it brings us something interesting. We have a lot of players gunning for elims, and I'm pretty sure we might. Well, I hope to see one or two fights going off at Los Leones. We got a good couple of teams floating over there right now. Not too sure if they're actually heading straight down, but we'll see if we have feet on the ground there.
Mm.
Not too far as well. We have TP. The players from TP there, they already got feet on the ground. Nothing to worry about. Zeus 4KT not too far up ahead from them. And then, wow, there we go. DFE spotted them heading towards San Martin, being one of my favorite spots amongst Hacienda del Patron.
Yeah, we know Desert Flame. They are pretty much known for dropping down in towards that
Yeah.
San Martin position. And of course, looking at where the zone has gone, has now decided to stay a little bit further up north, but predominantly over on towards the western side. And again, right, we do see a little bit of that convergence up in towards Los Leones, but I don't think it's going to
Mhm.
be too troubling for the team situated down there. It could, of course, result in a
Mhm.
few of those early engagements coming through, but aside from that, I'm not expecting anything much else to happen. I am, however, quite interested to see which teams will be taking position over towards that El Pozo, Crater Fields, La Cobreria region, because it
Yeah.
is quite vacant and it is open for the taking as well.
Indeed, I can't. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I mean, we see already lag making their way there on the west coast, driving straight up towards El Paso, obviously spotting nobody next to them. So they will be chilling there for quite some time with no trouble no players or to worry about as well. Also, I mean, I agree with you as well with the Los Leones. Majority of the time, we always see at least one or two, maybe even three squads going there, and always avoiding each other most of
Mm.
the time. We see that happening all too often at Los Leones.
Yeah, so I'm not too phased about the teams currently sharing this Los Leones starting point. As we can see, the players here from SIDEMEN is going about their business, nothing out of the ordinary. We've got the players here from Prophecy also just exploring, right? Pushing a little bit further on towards that eastern side, trying to get a little bit closer and more situated towards the coastline. But, well, I'm hoping that they start to rotate back towards the zone, right? This is a really late start. As we can see, it doesn't seem like anybody has been able to attain any loot so far.
Yeah.
And they're rotating down in towards that Puerto direction. Now, that's going to be quite strange, right? Because they're going to be rolling into the team from Gun, who's already situated there. So this could be a few easy eliminations actually now coming right over towards Gun.
Yeah, quite an interesting take here from Prophecy Esports. And something that I just spotted now. Who was that? Was that Wrath with that skin? I've never seen that skin before. How is that skin allowed in game? Oh, the avatar, I mean. It looks exactly like the one of those avatars in the Sanhok, on the Sanhok map. Look at that.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like a bit of a. He looks like a bit of a mummy, right?
He gets away with murder with that skin.
Yeah, but I mean, also like I think when he goes into Sanhok and he's caught out in the blue zone, right? He doesn't even need bandages because he's already covered in them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love it. Prorath coming in with a beautiful avatar over here. I wish I had one myself. I would have so much fun on Sanhok. That's the only map I'd play. And I'd find myself. What's the area down below? Southwest on Sanhok.
Mm.
Where all the dummies are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen so much videos coming through, but nevertheless, yeah. So Wet Willy, there we have them over here in Los Leones. We saw 2 other teams joining them as well, and yeah, lots of compounds as we do know. So we can expect maybe 1 or 2 shots going off if they spot each other. However, the distance we will expect them to keep as well. Majority of the teams wants to get into that final zones. As you can see, they do have in mind the next zone. They do need to get out of Las Leones to get into that next zone.
Yeah, it is going to take a little bit of work to get themselves in a good strong position to continue through the remainder of this match. Right now, while we wait for these teams to get themselves situated and going, we take a quick look at that map feed as well. So we can see Rila Insider and the players there from Deset Flame getting somewhat closer to each other, but nothing too drastic. We also haven't really seen much coming through on the side of the elimination feed. And our other potential point of contention could be right here in towards Los Leones, but also looking a little bit closer on towards Pecado, where we've got the players there from the Predators and Slime 4KT also finding themselves, you know, in somewhat close proximity. But again, right, this is still Murmur, quite a vast map. But I'm liking the play coming through now from Prophecy. They've, of course, now pushed out to get a little bit of loot over in towards Impala, but they are about to bump into, you know, a few other teams and players along the way there. So that could be a little bit of a costly potential play coming through. Not quite sure whether or not they are going to be able to live the fight and tell the tale afterwards. But I'm liking the approach coming through from the players. I believe that was from ATROX pushing up right behind them. You know, just kind of trying to force them out of that position. Of course, we did see that vehicle explosion come through as well. And now it's going to be Wrath and the rest of the players here from Prophecy continuing now to look not only for loot, but also a good position to call home next.
Beautiful. ATROX will be laughing all the way to the bank with that one, catching the players from Prophecy Esports off guard there. I mean, coming through with a split, they've been the most active on the map, probably covering the most ground right now, and actually got punished there by losing one of their teammates. Getting caught, I mean, you could have at least expected something happening at an area as Impala. You know, we'd expect a team or 2 landing there, and guess what? There was a full squad waiting for them, and they managed to get the beautiful elim there very early in the game. And Six God also now taking a couple of shots, gets the knock. Beautiful, we'll take that thirst as well. That's Deset Flames, Deset Esports. Deset Flames starting off with a bang here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
They're definitely lighting up the action. It's not too often we see 2 teams this high up actually engaging, right? So, I mean, a good decision being made here by Six, but of course, you know, great minds think alike. That's why we see the players here from Lag
Wow.
adopting a very similar play. You can see Fantasy, the next one up to potentially go toe-to-toe with Six, already losing A9Q in the exchange. So the remainder of Lag, of course, positioned all the way back in towards that Pozo region. So curious to see what exactly is going to be coming through from this
Mm.
potential engagement. And aside from that, we see several other teams also now looking to get their swing of things here, as we can see Render trying to fire across over on towards the players there from Prophecy as they too make their way up in towards the zone. So several points of contention coming through here, but I
Nice.
think one of the interesting ones is going to be this engagement between Team Lag and Deset Flame.
Yeah, indeed. And just kind of just holding his ground, his high ground. They're just trying not to peek because there's a bolt action pointed at him. He's got taking out the vehicle as well. I mean, Fantasy should have maybe thought about that one. So he might just be stuck there. They came through with a split. Both of his teammates were at El Paso busy looting. Berserk is coming in though. If we're going to look at the map a little bit, he will be pushing up. Rila Insider also forming down below. So it's going to be it's going to be quite a battle here on this hill.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be quite the bit of a battle to come on through.
Yeah,
But as you can see, right, it's a really difficult position to make any strong plays from. And of course, now, if we look a little bit further on, SIDEMEN now focusing their efforts down on towards Prophecy. So I'm not expecting too much to come through between Deset Flame and Lag holding up on the high ground. But we are going to be seeing the rest of the lobby now just looking for a few potential gains to be had, as we have SIDEMEN taking those fights. We've got Lag also now bringing in a few contributions onto the players there from Rila Insider. So I'm liking the sprays all over the place. And now, of course, Fantasy looking to pick up a few of those trades as well.
Yeah, beautiful. Fantasy on fire here, just capitalizing on the fact that he has higher ground. He has the point of view that nobody else has in the game, and just capitalizing, getting one of that elims there on one of the team that's been dominating. That is a Rila Insider, and we do see one of the players from Rila Insider trying to escape the shots here from Fantasy, but that's all continuous shots. It's almost like he has an unlimited supply of ammo here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the play is there, but what we do know, however, is that the players from ATROX are going to come jumping straight into the action as they go up against SIDEMEN. We did see Nerf finding that first hit down on towards Iconic. So the one down, 3 more to go. Ooh, the spray's coming in once again. Is going to be Shiver now trying to evade the chaos as it's hot on his heels, but it's not going to be enough as the players there from SIDEMEN find some beautiful angles to play. Of course, now Shine looking to put a lot of distance in between themselves and the players coming through from SIDEMEN.
SIDEMEN just enjoying themselves taking that shot, sitting now on a total of 3 elims, almost getting that squad wipe. However, GG Shine, he has the Lambo, so he manages to get out just in time. However, he's going to go through to the next game all alone. Matrix up ahead over there. What a knock coming through by Berserk. So back, was that back to the lobby for him? Missed that one.
Yeah, that was a
Berserk,
quick
yeah.
sneaky confirmation coming
Wow.
in, but of course Berserk not done just yet, as we can see Coco and the rest of the players there from Rila inside a
sticking.
position up ahead. So that's going to be Zeke and Coco just holding off in the distance. But again, those repositionings coming through as
Wow.
the teams are looking to strengthen their positions across the board. But it's not going to be easy, right? We still sit with 14 teams. We've only said goodbye to 1 team so far. And of course, next up is going to be the players here from Slime and potentially Sincerity to go into a bit of a fight.
Yeah, we've got a split. We've got Zeus 4KT joining in on as well with alongside Plaza as they try to, I don't know if they're trying to get the rush or get into some battle over here. We have Deset Flames up ahead. So it looks like Plaza wants to join the rest of the teammates. Let's form up. Might just be the plan. I don't know, get a different angle. It's like you said, it's going to be a tough one. It looks like it's just going crazy right now with all of the players just trying to get themselves on a on a place where they can find themselves where they can actually have cover and revive a player if they get knocked, but not out in the open. However, talking about out in the open, I just wanted to mention Lag eSports, beautifully done, coming in with a super split, each player by themselves, just holding their own and getting a couple of kills as well.
Yeah, we love to see that action happening. As we can see also SIDEMEN now looking to push up into Shine. So this is Shine's moment to shine as they're going to find themselves in a little bit of a hot spot right there. And of course, unfortunately, it is going to be Shine to get taken down as we see those hits come through in the feed. Was getting ready to potentially jump over in that direction, but, Sidemen kind of beat me to the punch on that one. So well done for them. But of
Always.
course, several teams still looking to get themselves situated, as we do see in the feed now. It is going to be Coco to rain down over on towards Sprinkles. Finds a little bit of that lead sprinkle to come on through. Curious to see whether or not Rila Insider will actually be able to, make any difficulty now for the remainder of the players there coming through from EFX as EFX up on the hill. Yes, they've got this lower ground position, at least at the, for the players of Rila Insider. But, I definitely think the high ground position could be a little bit more favorable.
Yeah, indeed. And I think Rila Insider are thinking about the fact that there are only 2 players. We saw Matrix and Trip getting taken out early on. I also enjoy the fact that the Miramar map is actually pushing Rila Insider to engage in all of these battles. I mean, we in game number 1, they decided to go the more defensive way to try and get themselves into the top 3. But no, Miramar says, no, you got to engage here if you want to continue the rest of the, through the night to manage to keep your spot at least fighting for their spot. Also, Deset Flames, talking about fighting about this for this spot, they need to do a lot of that. Only one elim at this point, but they are engaging with 4KT. 4KT still a couple of kills there for them to get. They are not too far out. Let's see what Mind decides to do. Taking a risk, going out with his bike, not afraid at all. Will get shot from behind, and that risk off. He gets knocked. Pronto 4KT will get him, and doesn't get the elim yet, but Mind. There we go. Pronto 4KT gets one beautiful knock. And still we have Flacco and teammate up here on the hill, just taking that shots on our player from, is that lag still? He's still there.
Yeah, Berserk still holding on to that slot. As we can see now, this is where things could get quite difficult, especially now for Slime, right? Because they are yet to push up. We've got that zone getting ready to move in once again as well. But as we look on towards the players here from Deset Flame, really looking to utilize that high ground as best they can manage. But that also then means that we have seen that next zone shift coming through. And of course, it kind of moves a little bit further down south, being inclusive now of Picardo and the power grid. And that is pretty much it, right? The rest of the teams now having to disengage from their current positionings, looking to get themselves resituated back in towards the zone. Of course, we see Apex and the players there from Sidemen over on towards the edge of the zone. Kage right there in and amongst a lot of pressure that could be rolling on through. But I'm curious to see how Deset Flame and the players here from Lag are going to get themselves off of this high ground and back into that zone.
That is the thing. These high ground situations, it's really a catch-22 situation. You've got high ground. You can see everybody from every angle. You can third-party pick, get those shots in. We saw a couple of elims coming through as well. But then on the other hand, getting back down to the ground, it's so difficult. And Flacco and teammate might just have a really difficult task here. We have 4KT down below there, and I don't think they are going to let them get away that easily.
Yeah, Pronto just managing to get themselves into that little hard cover right there. So it is going to be quite challenging now for Deset Flame to get a good decent angle in onto them. But of course, that's not going to stop anybody from trying, as we can see Deset Flame now starting to hammer away, trying to bring in those long-range sprays. Looking to see if they can call any of that quits for now, but it does seem like the distance really working out favorably in the opposite direction. Oh, the shots just connecting, but not bring in the necessary carnage. Meanwhile, speaking about carnage, it's Kage now looking to go up alongside the players here from Sidemen. We did see Kage scoping out this position. Of course, we did have that knock come through as well, but up comes the beautiful push. Great exchange of those nades as Render looks to step up the pressure. But Kage not going to be flinching just yet. However, that is going to result in them getting taken right on down. Andrew also getting knocked. And now it all turns to Professor to try and pick up the final few pieces for the team. But this is quite surprising, right? I would have expected Apex to prioritize the zone instead of getting into an engagement with a team that is already on the edge of zone.
Yeah, and they will pay the price for that one. So they only have one player now that will be able to actually get themselves into the zone. So Apex looking to go into the next few phases to avoid some action, because Professor all by himself. Yeah, there we go. EFX now coming in, and guess what? It is Desire and Sincerity that gets that one, and we'll get that elim as well. beautiful gameplay coming through from them.
Yeah, Sincerity definitely looking to close up a few of those gaps. It is now
Yeah.
up to the final 2 players coming through here for the Predators. There's going to be Remember and Steroids showing us what they have to show. But it's going to be quite a tough one, right? They're going up against the full squad of Sincerity, as we can see
Ooh.
the beautiful spread coming through. Rogue, Muffin, everyone now looking for a
Definitely.
little bit of the action. It's going to be Rogue to get traded down. Great capitalization from
Nice.
Remember. But now, right, 1 down, 3 more to go. So not quite sure how they're going to look to close this one up. Of course, it is going to be Steroids coming in from the back end, picking up thy Slay. And now they are slowly but surely starting to turn the tables on Sincerity.
Wow, what a clutch, getting a double all in a matter of seconds. Next up, it is Desire down below here. Gets the nade cooking. Let's see if he can get it perfectly placed on top. Oh, decides to put it away. Heal first. There we go. That's the better thing to do. Get yourself your HP at 100% before you take that shot. So, I mean, they all should be beating right now. Just, I mean, the way they destroyed it. I thought they had the upper hand, Sincerity eSports, but no. What a beautiful clutch coming through.
Yeah, definitely quite
On
a
steroids.
amazing play happening right there. Of course, we can see several more teams looking to get themselves situated back into the safety of the zone. It's going to be Edge to come through with a beautiful bolty bit of action there. But as we can see, the players from Uso Crimson, right, they're situated all the way down towards that southeastern side outside the region of the safe area. So a little bit of pressure going to be riding on their shoulders to get themselves into some good footing. Of course, we see Lag also pulling in, coming in right alongside the players there from 6 Gaming. And with that, it's going to be Fantasy now to get blown to
Ooh.
pieces. And with that, we are down to only 11 remaining teams. So again, a lot of pressure getting applied onto these teams.
Yeah, sensational gameplay coming through there. I didn't expect Lag to go out this early. They've managed to impress from the beginning right throughout, but coming in 12th this time around. Anyway, so we do have XIX though coming in with 6 elims into the next phase, also with a beautiful positioning spot for the next zone. They do get to gatekeep the West Coast. They do have some players to worry about though. The players here from Rila Insider, not too far out, coming through with a split between Coco and Zeke. What a split!
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with that split. Coco also probably not too happy with that, but it is going to be Zeke quick on the trigger, just
Saves him.
narrowly saving the hairs on the back of Mr. Coco here, as that was a little bit too close for comfort in my opinion. But speaking about too close for comfort, of course, the players here from 6 Gaming and Slime going toe-to-toes. The rush comes in. It is a 2v4 engagement. The no-brainer gets traded on down. Miyagi finds a quick one, though, up into Plaza. Gets the confirmation locked in as well. But now those long-range hits coming through. Oh, and that is going to be all that's required to get that knock locked in. And with that, down to 10 teams we go, and everybody now just struggling so hard to get themselves into zone. Even Rila Insider now getting blown to pieces as the players here from Uso rather, started moving in over onto the east. You can see up next is going to be Gun as PB&J lays it on thick, finds a beautiful spray down. Fortunately, Gun has a bit of reinforcement to try and strengthen that position, but they are definitely going to be put to the test.
Yeah, and that's exactly what is happening over here. PBNG coming through with a beautiful couple of shots in on Gun. One of, well, 2 players left over for them to get. And, oh, teammate goes down. 1 more to go up ahead. They do get the trade for the trade. Looking for the Elam instead of focusing on the play up ahead, and will get knocked for that. PB&J is down. Next up, it is Q that needs to play medic, maybe get that smokes up with Willie's in the mix as well, as he gets his teammate up ahead there. We've got the smokes, they've got the cover, and a Gun also at the same time get to breathe a little bit, but the Rendo will come in with a beautiful Elam and steals that one.
Oh, but Q keeping a very watchful eye there on Render, just narrowly missing out on the opportunity to get a beautiful headshot cooking up as well. But, of course, right, the players here from SIDEMEN like this play that they're bringing in, really trying to stick it to the side of Gun. That vehicle starting to smoke on up. Prophecy up ahead as well with that. It is going to be Sleepy to close that one up and send Gun backing. Now, it is going to be Uso Crimson in a little bit of trouble. PB&J trying to get his bread buttered on both sides. But as we know, you cannot have that. You got to choose one. You cannot have both. So, you know, it's still some really difficult plays to come through, but I'm liking the position as the teams continue to just keep this tension up.
Yeah, Uso probably having one of the most difficult positions right now, trying to find themselves in the zones as the shots come through. Two of them down. They might just get the squad wipe over here. Next up is edged down below. And oh no, Render gets spotted by the third party. So Render is down. It is Pronto 4KT that gets that one and gets Hunter as well. Pronto 4KT always just timing to perfection over there. Apex Professor also falls to the zone with Willie there, as we can see in the Gilfie goes down as well as Edge. So SIDEMEN doing it really well here.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Render is down. Sleepy is probably going to need some. There we go. They are reviving Sleepy over here. Nerf me playing medic. They need to move to the zone. They have 50 seconds remaining, but it's going to be so tough as Pro look to have a beautiful position here at the edge of the zone. They are getting rained down by a whole lot of grenades by 4KT. Trying to hide in that smoke. 6 guard on the left-hand side of their Nerf me, but finding 6 guard. Couple of shots coming in through with a beautiful tap on that mini. 6 guard just staying in cover though.
Oh, I'm loving this. I am loving the absolute carnage we are seeing out on the battlefield here. I mean, down to 6 teams we go. Everyone pretty much situated in the zone. Thirst trying quite relentlessly to get themselves into a more, more, I don't know, advantageous position to move into. Of course, you can see Wrath also just trying to keep it nice and steady, keep it quiet. Nerf on the opposite end, though, not having a lot of options. That blue zone is going to start closing in it within the next few moments, but I'm liking the pressure being brought in here by the players of Slime as well. Let's see whether or not SIDEMEN will be able to get themselves back into the safety. Nerf about to run out into the open. Is Sleepy to get traded. Storm trying to capitalize on their positioning right here, but Nerf having a really tough time trying to ride it out in the blue, bringing in those meds, but not being in a position where they can really make much of a play. Flacco and the rest of the players there from Deset Flame also going to be looking to push a little bit further forward. That, of course, then pushes them straight up into Storm, and with that, Nerf gets taken down by the blue. Flacco gets traded on down as the sprays continue to connect on up, and the players here from Slime 4KT really lighting up this pressure cooker.
4KT literally lighting up the Deset Flames over there. 3 teams now remaining. I do like what I'm seeing from Slime 4KT in game number 2. They brought the A game. It looks like they are out to, they're out to kill right over here, right? Just dominating right now. Zeus has been spotted by Steroids though. Nice knock coming through. They do have zone. 4KT all the way on the outskirts over there, not in the zone, but they will keep a close eye as the players from Sincerity and TP try to push in. There we go.
Oh, it's going to be a risky one, whichever way they try, though. But of course, we can see it is Steroids keeping a very steady eye on Slime. Meanwhile, it is going to be Sincerity looking for a bit of a play to make. We've got Muffin and Desire just positioned over on towards the western edge, just barely outside of that zone. They still got to try and make the push, right? They need to get that situation under control if they are looking to bring in a strong finish. But blue zone catching up towards Steroids. Sincerity going to be pushing straight on forward, and Slime 4KT looking like they've got this one in the bag. All they need to do is defend all these open angles that they've got coming in towards their position. With that, it is going to be Steroids to get taken on down and traded up. Off he goes. Remember me also now just inching away a little bit closer on forward. Muffin steps up, gets taken down instantly, and with that, it now all rides on Remember Me to try and clutch this one out. Up comes Zeus, and with that, it is the winner chicken dinner locked in by Pronto, who steals that hit away. What an absolutely insane performance that it was. Pronto sitting on 9 eliminations, putting the team on a grand total of 17 eliminations right here on Murmur.
Wow. If you're going to look into the dictionary right now and for the meaning of domination, it's going to be 4KT over there. What a performance here on game number 2. That's going to definitely kick themselves all the way up with points. I do believe they might just be in second place now with that beautiful performance.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely not be surprised if that was the case. But what a play indeed. I mean, wow, 17 eliminations with alongside the winner chicken dinner. That puts them on a grand total of 32 points in this match. So what a performance. Of course, the players then from the Predators coming into that second position, locking in 6 eliminations. Sincerity finishing all the way in third place with 3. And of course, Deset Flame only managing those 2 eliminations in 5th place. The SIDEMEN also with quite a substantial performance, right? 13 eliminations in 5th place. Absolutely phenomenal to see that happen. So the team's really putting in the effort, looking to see if they can, kind of jump up that leaderboard because we know this is week 3. That means next week is going to
Final.
be the final week, right? That
Yeah.
final chance for these teams to lock anything in on the standings. So whatever they
Yeah.
can't accomplish this week, next week will be where it's at. Of course, we move a little bit further down. We got the players there from Prophecy and Six. We got the team from Crusoe, or Uso Crimson, aka Crusoe. I don't know why I'm saying that. Up in 7th. We got Apex locked into 8th place. We got Gun all the way 9th. Rila Insider situated
Ooh.
in 10th place. We got Six Gaming in 11th. We got Team Lag also then in 12th place. EFX in 13th. And then, of course, the players there from ATROX getting sent back all the way in 14th position. Taking a look at our stars of the match, our MVP is going to be Pronto once again. Second
Nice.
match in a row. This time walking away with those 9 eliminations. We got Nerf Me coming in as our best companion. So some really good players coming in there as well. And then, of course, it is going to be Slime, Storm 4KT. Slime Storm 4KT? No. Storm from Slime 4KT
Yeah.
to be the player to land that final hit to close off the game. And I mean, some pretty phenomenal performances coming in.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
a nearly insane amount of damage being dealt there as well. And of course,
Mm.
as we know, right, Storm picking up those 2 trades, just helping to push the team up onto those 17 total eliminations.
Yeah, that was beautiful teamwork coming through from 4KT right throughout, finding themselves on the hill battle over there, taking Desert Flames on. I think Lag was in there as well, and just
Mm.
timing their movement to perfection. And then at the end, getting themselves in that final zone within the zone and dominating, which got them the beautiful chicken dinner alongside with all of those elims. 17, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
GG's.
I mean it's pretty crazy. It's not too
That's,
often that we see that really happening with
yeah,
these teams, but you got to give credit where credit is due, and that was an absolutely
indeed.
amazing play coming through from the players there. So big ups going out to the players there from Slime.
Yeah.
But of
Yeah.
course, right, next up is going to be another Murmur, right? Right back into the action once again. And I'm going to be curious to see if we're going to have any changes come through on that front, whether or not Slime is going to be able to replicate the efforts once again.
That is going to be interesting to see. I mean, we expect Miramar to not bring that much action. Just going into the map, right throughout towards the very end, it was so fun to watch all the battles coming through, players getting caught offside and not expecting some kills, getting the picks over there right throughout. Also, all the other teams besides Rila Insider, they've been waiting for this moment. Rila Insider slipping up there a little bit.
Yeah, and there's no real chance for any slipping up to be allowed, right? As
No,
we know,
no.
we're on our second last week of play, so there's quite a bit of pressure coming through.
Yeah.
But that also then means, right, that we are going to be prepping ourselves to move into our second match of the third match, our second Murmur of the
Yeah.
day, right after the break. So be sure to stay tuned, and we'll be back with you guys in a short few minutes.
Beautiful. See you soon.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're getting ready for our third match of the evening, of course. Now, hooking everything up to jump into a little bit of that insanity, which is going to be Murmur once again.
Yeah.
So this time around, we're going to be looking to see if the players from Slime 4KT will be able to replicate their efforts. I mean, 17 eliminations alongside that winner chicken dinner. Vector, like, what is that even?
What is that? I mean, if anything, I think that is exactly what they were gunning for. A little bit of a replicate of what happened in week number one. They dominated week number one. They lost out so much in week number two. And I think the prayers are being answered here in week number three for them. I mean, we're 2 games in, 2 more to go. Let's see if they can still continue that beautiful push that they are. I mean, they're dominating right now. There's no better way to put it.
Yeah, definitely are dominating it. And, it'd be interesting to see what the result, the final product will be of that. And of course, we are kicking off the match right now to see where that flight path is going to be coming through, what the teams will have to work with, where everybody's going to be heading, where they're going to be
Yeah.
calling home, and whether or not we are going to be seeing a similar approach coming through from Slime once again, moving into this match of the day. But of course, also aside from the players there coming through from Slime, right? We had a really strong performance. Then also coming through from the players, I believe that was from SIDEMEN, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
also finished on some substantial amount
Ooh,
of eliminations coming in on their
13.
side. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So we're
Rocking
gonna
it.
be
Yeah.
looking at what everyone has in store for us, right? Two teams really popping off with regards to the aggression, showing some absolutely phenomenal potential for them. But of course, that then also means that it is still anybody's game. Any team in
Yeah.
particular could
Yeah.
step up and show an absolutely insane performance moving through.
That is so true. And you don't want to find yourself slipping up because there's only 4 game days, right? Each game day, four games, guys know already in total. And if you slip up on one of those game days, as you see, if you look at the leaderboard, you will slip up and it might just cost you those top positions. And it has happened to a couple of teams. There are still teams that are fighting for those positions, though, to try and get themselves up there. And they still have the opportunity, though. We still have 2 more game days to go, couple of games in total. And we're going to be backing them just to see if we can get the action from my side. I like to see the competition coming through, but right now I don't know. Is it a 2 horse race with Rila Insider and 4KT just leading the pack at this moment, from what I can see?
Well, only time will tell, right? So those 2 days include today. So it's today and next
Yeah.
week, and that is all she wrote, right? And that is going to be the final play for season 11. But
Ooh.
before we get to that, they have to make it through their second Murmur. So there's definitely going to be quite a few questions asked here, looking to see who will be able to replicate their efforts or potentially even improve on them. And of course,
Mhm.
right out of the gate, we got the players there from Sincerity getting right into a quite an interesting start down on towards that Puerto position, but also we see the addition of the team from Gun hopping in right there alongside them. So expecting quite a bit of carnage, quite a bit of chaos to come through. As we know, it's early
Ooh.
stages. No one really has established any loot, any armor, anything really at this point. So it's going to be exciting to see what the teams will have for us. And of course, now speaking about the excitement, it's only fitting that we move in and see what they've
Yeah.
got for us. For some reason, Rashi has gone a little bit invisible there. Not quite sure what the reason is for that. But we're just here because we're anticipating a little bit of a fight to come
Yeah.
through there. Taking a quick look at the map, we can see it has, of course, appeared over towards the eastern side. So going in the opposite direction this time
Wow.
around. So I'm not quite sure if this will have an opposite kind of,
Effects.
final result coming through for these teams.
It's going to be interesting to see, DK. And also, just to mention, we do have a Gun and Sincerity over here. They are both sitting right head to head next to each other with the amount of points. Sincerity taking the lead, though, with a total of 27 points. Gamers United is not too far behind them with 22. So just fighting for that position. And this is going to be a battle to remember, at least for tonight, for the 2 teams.
Yep, and that, of course, is the scores coming into today. So
Yeah.
from what we've seen, the performances across the board, right? Definitely a few things have changed up. But, well, Rogue
Ooh.
now getting spotted out on the roof. Beautiful hit coming through here with the Winchester. I mean, I gotta love some of that winnie action coming in here. Short Boy really stepping up to the plate. And
Yeah.
I mean, the Winchester is actually such a great weapon to utilize, right? Especially that you already have a scope on it, not the craziest
Yeah.
scope, but I mean, that's still better than, rocking an iron sights.
Indeed. No, and to mention as well, it requires some skill to rock this gun because you don't get an immediate knock. At least if the player has been looting already, you need to be fast to get that second bullet in there as well. Short boy Slim just falling a little bit short there and nearly getting a knock very early, and that would have sent him on his way. Also watching his up ahead there, we do have I can't see the name so clearly, but they are watching down on him, just taking the higher ground. I like the way they are setting up right now. Beautiful split, by the way, from Team Sincerity. Kind
Mm,
of just trying to keep Gun
at
in
bay.
Puerto, just breaking them in there. Yeah,
Yeah, they want to kind of try and halt any potential gains they could be making from this point. And
yeah,
as we see, neither team having lost a player just yet,
yeah.
so they are still somewhat at stake. But also they can afford to
To take the
continue this
time.
engagement a little while longer, right?
Yeah,
Because they are relatively set up within that zone, right? So
yeah.
it is going to allow for a bit of a continuation on the efforts here. But now, as we can see off in the distance, it is going to be Desire to rain down onto Gun instead. Now bringing in a little bit of a tit for tat here. One shot, you knock our players, it's fine. We're going to knock one of yours as well. But neither team looking to engage overly aggressive. And I can
Yeah.
understand this because everyone is still looking to get themselves situated, get a good, decent amount of loot before considering any major engagements.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised Desire never got that knock, and I don't know, maybe level the playing grounds. Ooh, there we go. It's actually Muffin that comes in with the beautiful knock with the Uzi, and will get knocked back himself with a Tommy. So two guns very similar, I believe, at this point in the game with all the buffs coming through. We do have Sinro Baby now trying to push in and just to get that support. Firing in those bullets, we've got the Molly up ahead as well, and it looks like they are making a move, Sincerity Esports now.
Yeah, we got Slay right here on the front step, looking to see if they can gain a bit of entry, coming in, knocking on the door. But so far, it does seem like, the spray's now working out quite favorably for them, as it is Rogue also to get traded down. And now the table's really turning
Wow.
on them as we got Desire moving in for the raise on towards Muffin and Gun really stepping it up, sticking it to Sincerity, saying, well, you might have gotten one knock in, but that doesn't mean anything just yet. And now it's going to be the opportunity for Desire and Muffin to come in with a little bit of retaliation. Rossi, really, really quick on that trigger, finding quite a bit of substantial damage on towards Desire, though.
Nice, and Sincerity Esports now a little bit on the back foot as they are worried. They lost Rogue Baby. The Isolate is still down, so Desire and I feel they are still. Oh, there! Just as I spoke, Desire gets taken out, and he will most probably be eliminated, or at least the attention will go towards his teammate as Muffin will obviously get taken out, and that's it. Sincerity Esports first team out of the lobby, out of the game, back to the lobby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of
Sidemen.
course, a great play coming through there for the side of Gun.
Nice.
But as we jump across now, we hop straight over on towards the players here from SIDEMEN, who we see in a bit of an exchange coming through between them and the players from USO. Crimson Wet is going to be the final hopeful left for the team. You can see Render now just locking in that knock onto Q, and with that
Ooh.
sends the next one through, and it is done and dusted. As
Wow.
we've just already lost 2 teams, and we're only 6 minutes into this game.
I can't believe it, Simon coming through with a beautiful squad wipe. I was getting ready to say that there is a little bit of distance between every player, but nope. Simon, they had their one on lockdown, and they managed to get a a full squad wipe there, 4 elims to their name video the game, and I think that will set them nicely up for the rest of the match. They are in the zone as well, so I mean the question is, are they going to leave Los Leones and go look for more elims because that's exactly what they need, or do they sit tight and try to get those placement points?
Well, it could go either which way, honestly,
Yeah.
as we look at the potential plays for these teams to make, right? We can see a little bit of a play down south there for the players from Gun. They do have a few visitors now heading in their
Ah.
direction, and that is going to be the players from the Predators now starting to roll through as well. But again, Gun being presented with the opportunity to just try and close that up. Steroids making a quick, hastily dash through that region. Unfortunately for Gun, they won't be able to find any major hits coming through on that front, as it does seem like the players from the Predators are in somewhat of a safe rotational pathway.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, up north, we do see the players there from Prophecy and EFX also getting into a little bit of a tussle as Thirst now gets confirmed right on up. Off they go. And now it's going to be the players from Prophecy sitting on a little bit of a deficit when it comes to their players, right? Reduced down to 3. It is
Wow.
Faith, Wrath, and Deadliest now left to contest the positions across the board. Again, also we see the players there from ATROX also starting to kind of disengage from that Impala position and focusing their efforts a little bit more in towards that centered position.
Yeah, try to get yourself central so you set up for the next zone. That's exactly what is it's looking like what Atrox is trying to do. Coming through with a split. It looks like one of their players are not in a vehicle. They might just get picked up. There we go. Time to move in and move along as a team. That is probably the best thing to do right now. As you can see, the amount of players forming up now towards the central area. Moving over to one of Vegas. It is Plaza 4KT team that got the winner chicken with 17 elims. Beautifully done in game number 2. Looking to replicate that here in game number 1, as you see 4KT just taking shots out in the open on the front foot over here.
Yeah, and that's going to be the way to go, right? I mean, you got to sustain that aggression, sustain that momentum all the way through, especially if you're looking to replicate the efforts coming through on that very first match. But for now, it does seem to be rather smooth sailing, at least for the players here from Slime, as they can continue to push on through. The same can't really be said now for Deset Flame, as Buren finds himself getting fired upon, as we can see the players there from Apex moving in from that western edge. Quite a ranged engagement, right? But that's kind of to be expected looking at Murmur. But I'm curious to see what the players there from Lag are going to be doing as well. We've got them also now just starting to converge in on from that western edge. So could be quite an exciting engagement.
It's definitely going to be. We've got Fantasy as well as Lag 90 over there pulling up on Professor, just giving himself away. He does have backup though, so it's going to be an interesting one over here. They do know he's not below, but he will get shot at from a distance. A little bit too far out though, so... Oh! He actually gets knocked there as he tries. I'm not sure what caused more damage. Jumping out of the vehicle, the bullets over there. Lag Fantasy also meeting the ground over there as he gets knocked. Lag not doing too well here in game number 2. Deset Flame as well. Buden now will get in his vehicle. Maybe try to form up with the rest of the teammates would be a good idea. Oof, Lag, what a hit that was on there, man. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, that was quite the dent that was put into them. But of course, it is going to be Berserk now coming in with that M24, trying to find a few hits over onto the players from Apex. We can see them also now focusing to get a little bit further situated in towards the zone. Oh, Kage almost biting the bullet on that one. But unfortunately for Berserk, that shot wasn't able to connect up. And now is the opportunity to get themselves repositioned, right? But they've got to be careful because we've got so many more teams now also starting to trickle in onto this edge of the zone.
Yeah, indeed, definitely Berserk and Lag 9, they definitely need to do that, get themselves into some nice hard cover. As we see, Berserk has that in mind over there. They need to watch out though, because Apex, they are a full squad. They have a little bit of shots already in game number 2 that they've taken. They do look like they are approaching. It's going to be a tough one there on the west coast. Down below from them, it is Plaza, Pronto, Storm, as well as they do make their way in more central. Also, we were used to seeing that Deset Flame gameplay, always going for that zonal gameplay where they found themselves in the dead center. Here we go. Kage has spotted them. Does look like they are chasing, and Apex looking to chase some elims here in game number 3, which is exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, the heat is on right now. It is all down to like showing aggression, but being able to do that sustainably, right? There's no point in rushing up foolishly and that then resulting in your team getting eliminated. We've seen that happen in the past, but for now, we have not seen any of that really come to fruition for any of these teams. Meanwhile, the players from Deset Flame now are getting shot at as Rila Insider moves in on the high ground just above them. Flacco, quick to react, finds their head right up onto its strip, But again, now it's going to be this position for Deset Flame to see what they can do, right? Very, very close to center zone.
Yeah.
They do feel a little bit of pressure being applied here by Rila Insider. But aside from that, there's no one really in the vicinity to contest them for this position. So they only have to try and deal with this current threat. And then it could be smooth sailing from there on forward.
Yeah, it could be, because it looks like there is no other threat coming in at this point in time, though. What a knock coming through over there, just managing to deal with Zeke and his teammates over there. Gets revived, though, but Buden will have to worry about Coco. Nope, Coco pulls back as well. So, I mean, Deset Flames, they know how to keep the area, and they managed to do it brilliantly. The lane side as well managed to get one of the teammates back up. But goes down as well. It is Matrix now. Buden cutting the second knock in on Rila Insider. Might just get the elim, and looks like it will definitely be GG. So there we go. First elim on the board, and Buden will get that one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sensational stuff coming through from Deset Flames in game number 3.
Yeah, that confirmation being locked right on in. I just spotted something. If we look at Mr. Beaver head here? I wanted to say hamster head, but looks more like the beaver. I'm liking what I'm seeing on that right shoulder. I don't know if you know.
Yes, Cubby. We've got the destroyer of destroyers. The AMR, right?
Correcte mundo, sir.
Now, with me, we're going to keep our eyes on you, bro. I hope you're going to get some destruction. Well, you know, that gun destroys, man. It's unfair.
Yeah, but that's what we want. You want to see destruction, right? We want to see the AMR getting utilized to its well, I wouldn't say full potential, because I mean, even if you just use like a half effort, that thing is still devastating, right?
It is.
So I'm curious to see what Nerf will be able to do with the AMR in hand. Meanwhile, it is going to be Coco now trying to figure out what they are yet to do, as Coco now is really isolated from the rest of their team. You can see Apex now also starting to move in. That back tire getting popped. Let's see if anything else is going to happen to them. Yes, it is going to be Coco to get taken right on down. Unfortunately, it doesn't really pay off to be so separated from the rest of your team. I mean, and you know, Coco now experiencing that firsthand. So it's going to be very likely that we could see Coco, of course, facing a little bit of devastation coming through onto them. But speaking about the rest of the teams, we can see the rest of the lobby now starting to make their way in towards that zone. Again, not a super aggressive rotation coming through by any measure. Well, that one probably isn't going to help us much. Let's look at this one again. But yeah, we are seeing some interesting rotations coming through as we take a look at that zone. We can see it now still staying over on towards the eastern side, staying up in towards, or rather being inclusive of Impala. So there could be some gains to be made here by the players there from the Predators.
Yeah, lots of space to be covered over there. And I mean, also, you mentioned Impala. If you can get yourself in there, you'll be okay at least for a few minutes. Rila Insider, man, it looks like they've been on the run from the get-go and not having a good game here in game number 3. So we are going to see some defensive gameplay from Trip, and he will definitely try and get himself into those pole positions without getting himself close to any other squads that's nearby. Try to stay as far away as possible. There we go. Teammate has just been sent back to the lobby over there.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a no-go zone. And, of course, we did see even more of that now happening over on towards that western side of the zone as well. It is going to be up to the players here from Apex now to get themselves into a good spot. They are looking to potentially push over to the Deset Flame team. But looking at the numbers, right, it's going to be a super risky play coming through here for Andrew. Andrew being somewhat separated from the rest of the team's position. So I would not advise that right now, Andrew. Maybe wait for reinforcements before considering a major rush over in towards Deset Flame.
Yeah, you will get wiped immediately, Andrew. So, but it looks like Andrew will be keeping this area. Maybe teammates are approaching. He needs backup. Jasser is a little bit close by him as well. He's all the way on the to his north. At the back, we have Kage now getting in his vehicle. Professor pulling up as well. We got a knock coming in the kill feed as well.
AMR. AMR.
I missed it.
It was Nerf. It was Nerf. He popped it off.
GG's Nerf. Missed that
yeah, I don't want to just... I don't want to just watch Nerf, right?
No,
But if it
yeah,
was up to me, I would.
yeah.
Just to see
Well,
what's going to come through.
some
Yeah, I
AMR
want to see
action.
that AMR popping off. And of course, now Jassa finding themselves in a little bit of a hot position here, as it is going to be Deset Flame defending their territory. We got 6 Buden, the rest of the squad holding on to that high ground play. But this is going to be the opportunity now for Apex to start encircling them and actually tighten that vice grip-like position on towards Deset Flame, because if they're able to pull it off, it could be an absolutely beautiful gain for them.
Yeah, there we go. Knock for either team. Andrew is down up ahead. We will get a first though on Apex's side and might just get the second one. No, it's going to be Buden that gets that knock. Yasser is down. Andrew is down. Next up, it is Kage that is trying to continue the push over here. Looking like he's not going to pull back. Taking on Buden. Buden up ahead. We'll get that Molly's out. Let's see what he can do, getting the nades as well. Retreats back into the smoke. Needs to get the heal on. That is probably next up, but the shot will coming from behind. It is ATROX Shine that actually gets that one. Wow, Kage Dan didn't expect that. Next up is Professor. He has a nade in hand. He chucks it. I don't think that will land. I think they need the heal, in fact. Never mind. There we go. Nerf me some action.
Yeah.
They're coming in with a bolt action that we've been waiting for, and just leveling the playfield for SIDEMEN. They've lost 2 of their players. However, that gun counts as another 2 players, I'd say.
That almost counts as a full squad.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
That's literally your one-hit wonder right there. That 50 cal is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Of course, we can see up ahead the players there from Lag also facing a few difficulties of their own, as they are finding a few pushes coming on towards them. And actually Slime now in quite a troubling play here, as we can see that feed really starting to go absolutely crazy. But with that,
Wow.
it is going to be a very unfortunate play, though, coming in. Slime being able to succeed in holding that position, at least for now.
Yeah.
But Professor still going to be on the edge here, trying to inch their way closer and closer to the players there from Deset Flame, but not taking an overly aggressive push in that.
Yeah, I mean, Professor probably learning his lesson. His teammate over there, Kage, I think got taken out from behind as he tried to escape. That was probably the moment of trying to escape. Nades will come in straight towards him, though. So Professor forced to take this battle head on, and it is going to be our player, C-Mine, that gets that elim. So there we go. 3 elims on the board for Deset Flames that they managed to do what they do best. Just hold the compound down.
Yeah, and of course, Mr. AMR is going to be rotating around, looking for good potential play to be making here. I'm curious to see where the teams are now going to be looking to pull up in towards, right? We do have that zone shrinking on itself once again, but again, nothing too drastic, right? So the zone kind of now in between La Bendita, in between Impala. It's kind of a no man's land currently for the teams, as we do have that blue zone closing on up as well. But it is going to be SIDEMEN now moving in on this eastern side, right alongside the players here from Gun. And of course, Nerf is formerly from Gun, so this could be quite an interesting play to come through. As we can see Short Boy and Roshi just up ahead. Oh, but Roshi puts that one to bed. What a shot, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're carrying the AMR, all the pressure is on you because everybody knows you've got it. You are a target, and unfortunately, he got wiped out very early. They managed to at least get one knock in there, but nevertheless, back to the lobby for him. On to our players from Rila Insider, 2-man squad, 2 elims to the name. Let's see what they do. They've been relatively quiet thus far.
Yeah, but of course, it's not going to be too quiet across the lobby, as we do see Dead now almost being, well, what his name suggests. And, yeah, up comes the rushes. Deset Flame now comes pushing straight on forward. Let's see, could this be the play for ATROX now to shine a little bit of light on the action? No, it is going to be a push coming in. It is Zeke on the opposite end now, turning their attention on towards the Predators. As you can see, Rio off in the distance, trying to get a good grip on things there, but a really difficult play to make up alongside that rock. I'm loving the performance coming through from Deset Flame. So far, already sitting on those 7 eliminations, but look at the Zeke now, trying to be as deadly as he can be.
Yeah, and that's if there's a squad that we can expect that from a duo as well, it's going to be probably a Rila Insider as well. So they will hold the ground over here. They've got the Nick zone. They've got cover as well, as you can see, just firing in shots towards every direction. Pro is up ahead next for them. Short Play Slim also coming into the kill feed. Mercury is down. Short Play Slim gets threaded back. Lots of elims coming through. This is the point of the game where we're going to see the teams drop. Ganaroshi also gets knocked. Next up, ooh, he nearly gets the knock there, Zeke. One more. Can he get zooms in?
Mm.
Goes back into
Yeah,
cover.
a lot of zoom, no boom, right?
Nearly. That was so close.
But of course, it is going to be Mercury now to get taken by the blue. Oh, it is going to be Buden to reach up there on towards Fate, as we just saw that knock coming in up ahead. But we do have Superior also coming in for a little bit of a rush,
Ooh,
looking to see if they can make any gains, any
Sincerity.
potential plays from that position. Of course, we've got absolute carnage now erupting over on towards this eastern side. Thanks to the beautiful observing coming through here from Zeke. As we can
Yeah.
see, we got the players there from EFX also looking to pull on through. Superior out in the open. Down he goes. Pyro now trying to see if they can uphold any position. But it's going to be quite the challenge, as we got the players there from the Predators moving in right there alongside them. Psycho trying to come in with a bit of a play. Of course, getting hit. Quite a severe amount of damage getting dealt onto them. And now Superior
Oh.
and the rest of the players can look to see what they can get, right? Superior trying hopelessly to get raised on through. I do think they are going to succeed in that raise at least, as we do see that now coming through. But of course, the players there from Prophecy off in the distance, as we can see it, thanks to Mr. Remember here, holding their angles and not looking to put themselves at a disadvantage unnecessarily.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I mean, because we do have just over 10 seconds remaining for that blue zone to come in. And we know that blue zone is going to take a couple of names. We've seen it happen, and it happens so many times when it comes to this part of the game. Just trying to get all the battles done here on the outskirts. It's going to be a tough one, especially for our players there on the left-hand squad. The the TP players from TP. What did I say? Property esports. EFX also now running in as they move alongside with the zone, but they will give a difficult job. TP are watching them closely, but they do need to focus in on up ahead. We have our players from Deset. Mr. Biden over there just firing in shots, and that's the thing. You find squad wipe. They're all gone in the
double whammy.
to the lobby.
Double whammy coming in right there, and another team getting taken on. Down 6, getting eliminated. Down to the final 2 teams. We've got Buden, Flacco, and of course SIDEMEN now looking to show us what they've got. And this has been an absolutely phenomenal performance coming in through from both of them. But of course, now Zeke, the next one to get into a little bit of an unfortunate engagement here, looks to retaliate over on towards Buden. There's going to be a face-off between the two of them. We've got Trip on the opposite end. SIDEMEN and the rest of the players coming through from Deset Flame, sitting on a collective 9 eliminations for the team. But let's see what Rila Insider can bring on through, right? Only 3 eliminations for the squad. Zeke sitting on one of those 3. But Buden cooking up that nade, looks to send it in. This could be the play. Finds a little bit of damage. A quick little bit of energy boost coming in there as well. But I'm liking that very cautious play position coming through from Trip, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to stay as far away as they can and not getting too close to their own teammate. That will allow a little bit more of a continuation coming through from Rila Insider.
Yeah, they need to be so patient right now. Also, they know that they need to move a lot more forward to get into the zone. And Deset Flames will capitalize on that fact. And there we go, Buden getting one more to go, Trip, as they will rush. And eventually should get the thirst. It's going to be Buden with the final elimination. I believe that was Buden, right? I mean, shots were coming from every angle there.
Yeah, no, that was 100% coming through from Buden, as we can see, of course, Buden finishing up with 7 eliminations alongside those 11, or 7, yes, alongside the 11 for the team. So there's a Flame hitting the double digits for this match. Of course, Rila Insider coming in with their 3 eliminations in 2nd place, and 6 Gaming taking 3rd with only 1. Lynx managing to connect the dots and find that 1 hit. I mean, 1 is better than none. So good performance at least coming through there from 6. As we can see, then the players from EFX finishing in with 7 eliminations over in 4th. The Predators all the way in that 5th place as well. We got Prophecy then locked into 6th place. Slimeful KT picking up 6 trades in 7th place. We got Gun locking in 5 in 8th. Then, of course, we got ATROX all the way in 9th place. We got SIDEMEN surprisingly finishing in 10th place this time around. We got Apex, then also situated in 11th place with Kage picking up those 4 trades. We've got the players from Lag in 12th position, Uso Crimson in 13th, and then, of course, the players from Sincerity all the way in 14th. But, I mean, what a change round there was this time around, right? Slime all the way in 7th, And the players there from SIDEMEN also having a little bit less of an amazing run in comparison to what they had coming through on our
Indeed.
very first Murmur.
Yeah, indeed. What a slip up there for a good couple of teams. We didn't expect that one, DK. But GG's for all the other squads that manages to get all that points there. That was juicy.
Yeah, yeah, super, super juicy
Yeah.
indeed. And of course, looking at our stars of the match, it is going to be Buden to be our match MVP. Those 7 eliminations locked in alongside 1,307 damage dealt. And of course, we got Zeke being our best companion. And of course, Buden, the one to find that head to steal that winner chicken dinner. Not steal it, but claim it for themselves.
Yeah.
So what a beautiful, beautiful play that was coming in from Deset Flame. Really lighting up and heating up the action right here over on towards Murmur.
Sensational. We know Desert Flames can bring it, and I am so happy to see that they're back in it over here. So I'm going to be. I'm so excited to see how they climb the leaderboard. We know it takes one game day, full game day, to climb up on that leaderboard, and they have one more game. So let's hope that they can just bring that energy again.
Yeah, that's all we can do, right? All we can do is sit and hope and see and
Yeah.
pray.
Yeah,
What
I mean,
to have an amazing performance once again.
yeah, I mean, look at game number 3. We did not expect that. That would be the wild card probably of the day. Majority of the
Yeah.
teams that's been dominating. Unfortunately, this was the game that they didn't want to play.
Well, you can't really choose which games it is that you don't want to play. You got to step up and perform as best
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
across the board.
yeah.
And, it's nice to see that balance coming through from the teams, right? Really looking
Yes,
to
yes.
change things up,
Yeah.
so that everybody has their moment to shine, right? Their moment in the sun. And I mean, man, it results in some really, really exciting PUBG action.
Yeah. I mean, Rila Inside also just talking about that moment to shine, just showing that even as a two-man squad, they lost their 2 plays very early in the game, still managing to at least get that good placement points in second position. Not much elims, but that's going to mean so much to them just in the rat race right now.
Mm. Yeah, well, the rat race is well, we'll say that's what it's all about this time around. But of course,
Yep.
we are getting ready for our last match of the day. It is going to be right back over onto Erangel to close off the day. So be sure to stay tuned, and we'll be back with you right after the break with our last match and even more crazy PUBG Mobile action.
Exciting. See you guys soon.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're getting ready for our final match of the evening. The team's now, of course, getting ready to hop straight back into the action. So who knows, right? Maybe we could have some absolute insane action coming through on our final match of the day. We've already been seeing quite a bit happening in the
Yeah.
previous two Murmur. So, that makes me really hopeful for Erangel.
Yeah, indeed, I am more than hopeful after all of those displays coming through there at Miramar. Both games full of action. I mean, it's been action packed from the very get go right towards the end. Some unforeseen, I would say, beautiful gameplay coming through by quite a number of teams as well, just bringing through the upsets for the teams that has been dominating. But right now, I mean, there's still one more game to go, and I think that is the opportunity for quite a few of these teams to get themselves up there with the players or the teams that's on top.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've been seeing some strong efforts being brought in, right? Rila Insider picking up the winner chicken dinner in match one. We had the players from Prophecy finishing with those 7 eliminations in second place. SIDEMEN coming in with 5, and then, of course, Slime taking 6th place, coming in with double-digit eliminations. So it's been a really beautiful day so far for
Yeah,
Slime, as we saw that chicken dinner coming in the second match, also then walking away with those 17 eliminations. So some absolutely insane, phenomenal numbers
yeah.
being brought in. And as we know, over on this last map, it was also quite an exciting one. At least looking at where the teams were able to finish and how much of a performance they brought in this last game.
Yeah, and they've brought it definitely. A lot of the teams stepped up the game. However, I do still believe, like I would like to see a little bit more, more effort push coming through from the players. If I mean, if we're looking at ATROX Prophecy Esports, we see them bringing the action side and as well. They're getting the elims. I would like to just see them get that placement points as well. A little bit of extra spice. You know what I mean? Just as
Mm.
exactly like the players from Slime, Rila Insider. Now, I mean, maybe we can throw Desert Flame in there, but I think they need to prove to us just a little bit more, just so that they can get them, so that they can actually deserve to get themselves into the top three. So I like what I've seen from them at least. Nice
Yeah,
introduction tonight.
yeah, definitely has been a really nice introduction, if we could call it that. But of
Yeah.
course, as we know, right, we have had requests to start the match earlier, so we are going to be doing exactly that. So without any further delay, we don't have the same amount of players in this lobby, but it is just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
So that is going to kick us straight into the action to see where these teams will be ending up as we move over onto a little bit of that Erangel insanity. And of
Mm,
course, it's going to be exciting. Um, but yeah, it,
it will be.
it is what
Yeah,
it is, right? It's inevitable. The teams will have, their final opportunity today to get themselves in a
exactly.
little bit more of little bit more of a position before coming into next week's final plays.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They should be happy about this, nevertheless, because they have. I mean, if you can make it for the game and the other teams can't, you should be happy because you. I mean, this is where you can actually separate yourselves from the other squads that were unable to make it here tonight. So I'm very. I'm actually interested. I'm interested to see who is not going to play in game number 4 because that might just be a huge upset for them.
Yeah, I mean, it could be quite a bit of an upset, but
It will
it
be.
is what
Well, it
it
will be.
is. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it is going to be up to the teams that are in, looking to see what they can bring to the battlefield, as we are going to be moving into our match to see what everything will
Mm.
be, where that flight path is going to be taking us as the teams are about to hop on the plane. And our flight path is coming in between
Ooh.
Stolba and Kameshki, and of course making its way all the way down to the south, heading straight over to that Sosnovka military island.
Yeah, and I love what I'm seeing with the plane flight because I think the game just kind of felt that the plane was a little bit empty. Let's throw them with the crazy plane flight where we we get majority of the land. You can't jump over there looking at Georgia Polzaki. The entire west coast of Erangel, not up for grabs. So I'm going to be. I wonder what the players are going to decide to do because they know that they've seen the numbers there. You can see 37 in total. So question is, are you going to go for that long gameplay or are you actually
Mm.
going to go for the hunting? It's going to be interesting, this one, man.
Yeah, hunting could be quite exciting with 10 teams in the lobby. Curious to
Yeah.
see who's going to be the ones to step up and shine and just go absolutely crazy across the board. Right now, it's going to be
Mm.
that opportunity to do whatever insanity you can think of. But of course, I'm excited to see where this first phase is going to be taking us, right? We've been seeing a few shifts here and there But I would maybe like something that it could be a little bit more centered up on towards the teams who,
Wow.
or maybe something that's completely separated from where the teams are to kind of force them to rotate in and just
Yeah.
shake things up a bit.
I would love that. I think it was game number 2 on Miramar where all these squads had to actually push up into the next zone. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. Maybe towards Georgia Paul, Ruins Hospital area there, if we can have the zone push up to the west coast, that would be fun to see everyone just trying to making their way into the zone and taking that fight on. But look at that. There we go. So the next zone actually pushes up to the north and quite a few teams in the zone already, and some teams actually up on each other each other's toes there. At Yasnaya, we have Prophecy Esports over there alongside with 4KT, not all the way down below at Malta. We have TP, Deset Flames not far out, Lag in the mix there as well. But it's going to be an exciting one to see if they're actually going to go head on with each other, or are they going to try and avoid. I don't think they're going to go for that avoiding game, that avoiding gameplay, DK.
Well, Pyro, lighting up, comes in with a double whammy right there. Steps up, gets a beautiful clutch. I mean, that was so beautiful to see. Pyro just absolutely on fire this time around, getting 2 trades back to back. But well, they're not done yet.
Yeah.
We got Psycho looking to push in as well, with Rio moving up and getting taken on down by the rest of the EFX team. So this could be the one in the back for them. Oh, Psycho finds the trade, finds a bit of damage coming in, but up comes Mercury looking to find the final hit. Well, I said final a lot, but, finally it's down to Psycho. Maybe they can clutch it out. Yes, Mercury locks it in, and with that, it is going to be our first team getting sent back to the lobby.
Wow, what an upset for them. Well, that's going to be the nightfall for our players from that was TP, right? That just got eliminated there. But what a beautiful game. Rush coming through from EFX very early, not expecting that here. I mean, look at the amount of teams we saw, 10 in total, now it's 9, and just taking the fight head on, but losing out in that one. Coming out victorious, it is our players from EFX. I mean, I was looking at the leaderboard. They're up there. And I think they are one of the teams that are in contention here.
They could potentially be. I mean, they started off the day in 2nd position.
Not a good day for them. Yeah, not a good day.
Yeah, they've had a little bit of a bumpy road, but who knows? Maybe they could bring it all back together and clutch it out in the last match.
Yeah, well, they just showed that they can, taking out an entire squad in Malta in a matter of seconds. So they get to loot, they get to have some fun. We have our players from Prophecy Esports are running up on the hill, all in the open, and hopefully we're hoping that they won't get spotted because 4KT is not too far out. We've got our player Pronto that's looking like he has high ground down below there at Yasnaya, on one of those, one of the compounds where you can actually see all around, and looks like they actually managed to run away on their feet.
Yeah, on foot. Yeah, 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 or you could also say they used a bit of putifar, whichever way.
I like that one.
Yeah, it worked out for them. But as we look onto the rest of the teams, you can see the players from Sincerity is still situated onto that military island. We do have Lag over towards that western bridge. We've got Deset Flame, no surprise, over towards the eastern bridge. And of course, the players then from SIDEMEN situated up in towards school. But aside from the few potential engagements we could still see, looking at where these teams are currently situated, I'm curious to see who's going to be looking to venture up towards the north, right? In towards like Saverny, shooting range, the more northern edges of that zone, because that could be some really prime real estate to move into right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Absolutely nobody over there, and you can definitely find yourself within the final positions or the final teams within the last zone. Also, I just noticed now, I don't think I see Rila Insider on that map. And the players over here from Prophecy Esports, 4KT, they should capitalize on this and just try and find themselves within those final positions to get all the juicy points that's up for grabs. And Rila Insider will take the players, let's just say the teams are going to close the gap here tonight on the final game.
Yep, there's a lot of gaps, right, that we could look to be closed on through. We got Buden moving on forward. We also have Deadliest on the opposite end moving in. We did see Fate getting taken down there by Slime 4KT, and it does seem like they were just looking to explore further up north because they spotted that rotation coming in from Prophecy. So I'm liking that that kind of dominance being shown by Slime, right?
Yeah.
Stepping out when they spot the opportunity, just picking up the trade, but not pushing it too hard. They are respecting the space and instead looking to prioritize their
Nice.
positioning
Yeah.
aside from getting into any unjustified engagements.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they should do. Doing it to perfection as well. So nice one coming in there. Just picking off one of the players from Prophecy Esports. So they're all in their vehicles though. Let's see if they're actually going to push. We'll watch the kill feed on them. But I mean, also Desert Flame Esports also just making a player on our team down below at Malta. EFX actually got a squad wipe as we remember earlier on. So they've got some experience going here into game number 4. However, Desert Flame, I think they're coming into game number 4 with a lot of, I would say, they've got the ball rolling in game number 3, right? So let's
Mm.
see what they can do up against EFX, who just got that squad wipe. Buren will wait patiently on the outskirts because knowingly that they need to actually push out in this direction for the next zone.
Yeah, Biden not being in any rush, right?
No, no.
He's just enjoying the peace and quiet, and can't really call it tranquility, but
Oh,
just out there enjoying it for what it is. As we can see, EFX now starting to rotate up. Superior coming under fire as the shots rain on down. Oh, that reload always coming in the most compromising
wow.
times. But it does seem like Superior will be able to survive the onslaught, at least for now. But of course, it is going to be Sprinkles and Mercury to also advance up alongside Buren. And this is where we need those reinforcements to come on through. Well, Buren being able to at least deal with one,
Nice.
but the rest of the team still stepping in, as we can see Sprinkles also taking a little bit of fire there alongside Mercury. And now they are starting to maybe run for the hills a little bit.
Yeah, Desert Flame's coming in with a beautiful knock there. Again, it's Buren that gets Sprinkles. Once again, so EFX looking like they are taking quite the hit over here. Pyro will return fire towards Buren, and Buren has been knocked. Will get thirsted. Pyro is hungry. Time for that revenge. So there we go. Buren gets in back to the lobby. So EFX going to this battle as a 2-man squad. Desert Flame Esports still 3-man, and it looks like they're trying to trap them within those buildings of Malta. And we have Mind also approaching Pyro over here, not too far out, so he needs to watch out. Mind is trying to sneak in. Pyro has kind of, I think he's ready for the engagement over here. Flacco a little bit too far out as he takes the outskirts over there, and it can go either way. 6 squad also approaching Mercury. It can go. Ooh, it's going to be a tough one for EFX to see if they can come out victorious here with the second battle.
Yeah, and of course the players from Lag also popping off in the feed. We did see Miyagi now getting run over there as well. So loving the aggression being shown here by Lag. But next up is going to be Slime. So we got several points of contention coming through. EFX and Desert Flame looking to duke it out. It is also then Lag fighting with the players from Slime. Fantasy taking a few hits. Not the most favorable position to be in. Cacao getting taken down right there. Berserk now moving in, looking to see if he can have anything happen. Up comes a rush, but unfortunately, it's going to be a very unfortunate play. Meanwhile, Sidemen also starting to venture up as well. Fantasy now just trying to yeet themselves out of that pressure position. While we could still have Safwan holding on. Also now going to be looking for a little bit of that vehicle utilization, but it's going to be a very, very risky play as the shots continue to connect. And with that, it is going to be Safwan to get taken right on down. Meanwhile, the players there from EFX finds themselves also in a little bit of a compromised angle, right? Still holding up into that zone. But as we saw come through, they were able to deal with this threat from the players of Desert Flame, just snuffing them out, picking up those 8 eliminations. Pyro and Mercury sitting on 3 and 4 eliminations each. So an absolutely amazing showing coming in from them. But again, right, we said the teams are going to light it up this time around, and that is exactly what they are doing.
Yeah. I mean, on behalf of Team AFX, that was fantastic. I didn't expect them to come out, but Desert Flames had them surrounded, but they managed to clutch it and comes out victorious there. So they will get to come into the next zone peacefully, nobody to worry about. But moving on over to our players from Lag as well, they've been reduced to a 1-man squad. Fantasy just holding it down for them. 4KT rushing in with style, also managing to deal with our third party, which is SIDEMEN over there, and getting 2 knocks in. They will rush, and it looks like they are bringing it here in game number 4. They are on 6 elims and looking to get their next squad wipe, but he's sleepy up ahead. One of the last players that's still up on his feet, though, out in the distance. Storm 4KT will get into the smoke. use the shots coming in though from a distance. I'm not sure who that was. Was that Sleepy? Looked like it was
No.
from a different angle.
Yeah, but that was Sleepy. That was 100% Sleepy as we saw that shots connect on up. Pronto now trying to bring in a little bit of that coverage. We got Plaza right there up in the mix of things. Trying to see what they can bring through on this front. And also the players then from Sincerity starting to move up off in the distance. It is now up to Zeus and Plaza to keep the tensions going. But out comes the rush. Ooh, it is going to be a Hunter to run right into that lead wall. As the players here from SIDEMEN look to keep the pressure going. Sincerity moving in as well. And I'm liking the showing coming through from the teams. Everyone just rushing forward into the action. No one going to be letting that opportunity slide them by.
Not at all. They know that there's not that many teams here in the lobby, so they will look to capitalize on the fact that they're hoping at least that there's no third party. We do have our player from Lag Fantasy just watching in from a distance over there as the players from 4KT, Sincerity eSports that just rushed in as well. Gets the Elam there, beautifully done, Muffin. As he just gets to watch as everybody takes each other out over here. Muffin spots another couple of 3 Elams over there, just fighting the shots into the smoke. Use 4KT just handling the hill beautifully as well on the other side. So Sincerity eSports coming in, they storm. There we go. Gets the Elam. Nerf me gets sent back to the lobby, and that's it for XIX. They've lost one of their players, Rogue Baby, once again. Rogue Baby always seems to get taken out first. Probably the player that goes in for the rush, always leading the lines. But nevertheless, they get the 3 Elams. Beautifully done by them. 4KT, probably, I don't know, standing out the most. However, one player only, this Zeus. They've got 7 Elams. Well, let's see what Zeus decides to do. I mean, we've got Zeus that's alone from 4KT. We've got Lag that's alone as well. Lots of damage getting done here on the squads.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage coming through from the teams indeed. But now could be that opportunity for Fantasy to find a bit of a play on towards Zeus.
1v1?
Yeah, it is definitely a 1v1. We can see Zeus locked, loaded, and ready to rumble. And now, Fantasy trying to inch their way on forward. I mean, they are going to find each other out pretty soon. It is going to be Zeus to move on forward up right towards Fantasy. As we can see both players now being quite aware of each other. But let's see who will be the one to get that locked in elimination. EFX also just off in the distance there. Out comes that utility, finds its way on through. And it is going to be Zeus to walk away victorious. Picking up such a beautiful trade. But Zeus not out of the woods. Because we got the players here from EFX rotating up right alongside them. So I'm curious to see what Zeus is going to do now as we see Pyro pulling up on that hillside. Comes rushing straight on down. Unfortunately, Zeus not finding the necessary hits, but DBS in hand. That could be all that is needed for Zeus to clutch this one out.
Yeah, let's see what I can pull off. You should get one at least. I mean, a lot of the HP has been dealt here on our player outside. Gets the molly. Zeus just dominating with all those utilities. I mean, we saw him come in with that beautiful grenade, doing most of the damage, and then coming in with his secondary weapon to get that Elam. So Zeus 4KT on fire, getting his team to a total of 8 Elams now. Out comes the next utility Pyro fighting in that shot. But here comes the backup. Zeus is going to have such a difficult time over here as he is going to get a rush from every angle. Let's see if he can clutch this one. Gets the one. Gets the two. And pulls it off. Zeus 4KT rocking it with 10 Elams in total with another squad wipe for them. And that victory shot coming in there. Beautifully done, Zeus. That was fun. Wow.
I mean, Zeus having a few celebratory shots there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really well deserved. That was absolute fire. Half the eliminations for the team being brought in by Zeus alone. And I mean, what a great clutch that was. 1v2 DBS. I mean, that thing is just absolutely devastating.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, if you find yourself in the position what Zeus was in, you alone, and you find yourself within cover, hard cover, in a compound, drop that weapon, drop that M4, pick up the DBS, pick up any 12 gauge weapon, and your clutch should come off a lot better. And Zeus 4KT just showing that he has the control just to get that in. Just one shot, 2 shot, squad wipe.
Well, I would add to that, right? Aside from picking up the DBS, you've got to channel your inner Zeus. Right, that's going to be what you need to do, because I mean, Zeus just showed us how to clutch with the DBS. You know, and it looked like Zeus was in quite a bit of trouble. Yeah, but that DBS just doing its thing, and I mean, what a beautiful play.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know it's really good if they make it look so easy. But you know it's not easy at all to be able to get a squad like that. They rushed him. The pressure was on, but he made it look so easy. Just shows
Yeah.
the ability coming through over there. Beautifully done once
But
again.
the adrenaline
Yeah,
coming through from Zeus, you know, like
yeah.
that is
Oh,
like next level stress. It's stress I don't want.
oh
But I
no.
mean, Zeus seems to cope really, really well under these
Yeah,
extremely high pressure situations.
that's the name, Zeus.
Yeah.
Oh, Zeus ruling the well, at least the land of Erangel in game number 4. We have ATROX dead as well. Duo coming into this game as a duo. They've got 0 elims, but managing to get into the top 4. He sees Zeus up ahead on that hill, and he needs to watch out. Zeus is on fire. I'm sure he spotted Zeus lighting up the kill feed. And yeah, Zeus goes for higher ground this time around.
Mm. Well, which is kind of expected, right? Because that's kind of where the clouds are. You can't rain down
Ooh.
thunder from down on the ground. Well, I guess you probably could if you really, really wanted to, but it's going to be
Yeah,
quite challenging,
yeah.
right? We also down to our final 9 players. We got Prophecy rocking a 3-player squad. We can see First now getting shot at as Zeus comes thundering down the hill once again. Deadliest
Hmm.
and Wrath right there behind them, just off in the just beyond the render distance. We'll see them join us pretty soon. But I'm liking
Yeah,
this situational awareness coming through from Zeus, right? We have the players from Sincerity situated down over on the opposite end of school.
yeah.
So Zeus being very much centered up in between all these teams.
Yes.
It could be a cursing. It could be a blessing and a curse all at the same time.
Yeah, once again a catch-22, but Zeus manages to think this one through and rotates just slightly down below his previous position. So just focusing now on our players from Atrox and still keeping an angle on Prophecy Esports as he gets a couple of bullets in there, looking towards his back. Sincerity Esports are in that direction, so they need to make their way still into the zone. Zeus 4KT, one-man team, taking the
Mhm.
dead center, no cover, rocking it with 10 elims in total for 4KT. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I mean, Zeus is playing it like he means it this time around. But
Yeah,
this is where
yeah,
Zeus is going to be put to the test, right? We can see Sincerity starting to move in from that southern edge.
yeah,
We just saw Desire off in the distance. We can see on the map feed as well that the teams are definitely starting to get themselves situated. But I respect this rotation decision being made by Zeus, right?
yeah,
Um, Looking at the number of teams still remaining and the positioning of them, that hilltop would have been his demise, right? Because
definitely.
it's a
Yeah,
very exposed position, and teams are going to be focusing there first before looking anywhere else.
yeah, indeed. That's why I had to mention that. That was a little bit of insanity coming through by Zeus 4KT. But his read on the game, his awareness of the teams that were around him over there in that position, just beautiful, man. Beautiful. And
Mm.
I can expect that from Zeus 4KT, just watching all of his movements just coming through as a perfectionist, I would say, just managing to always be out of the way, at least when teams are fighting in on him.
Yeah, definitely a good
Yeah.
one to be in indeed. But Zeus now, oh, about to have a few visitors potentially come in his
Ooh.
direction there, as we can see Shiver and Dead starting to move a little bit forward, trying to wrap around that eastern edge. But it's going to be quite a difficult play still to make, right? There's still a lot of space remaining in this match.
Yeah.
At least sitting with a minimum of 800 meters across, right? So
Yeah.
there's still some positions to be taken, still some angles to be
Place to be
locked.
there.
Yeah, but
Indeed.
you know it can change at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, and I mean we've seen it now happening right throughout. We didn't expect that many teams to get eliminated so fast. I mean, we started off with what was it, 11 teams. We're down to
Mm.
4 again. Oh, Zeus hurting himself. He needs to get himself healed up. Sincerity Esports, they find themselves in their vehicles maybe trying to make their move as to get themselves ready, and they find themselves in the zone. Use for KT has the edge of the zone, as well as he will take a little bit of a heal here so that he can at least have some cover towards our players from Sincerity Esports. He needs to watch his back though, so maybe I think he should, yeah, there we go. Make a move, try to get yourself in
Mm.
a better location. I mean, you said the spot over here is not that, it's not going to serve him that well.
Yeah, I mean even if you look at like where thy Slay is moving into, right? coming from the south, that could be a good position to go into that center zone because we know we've got those hills right there, right?
Yeah.
But applying that from the north with the rest of the
Mm.
team's position behind you, not the best
Ouch.
decision to make. That's going to be a really, really risky and dangerous play to be making.
Yeah, and you don't want to find yourself in that position, at least in these final moments over here. We've got 4 squads remaining, lots of points up for grabs for 4KT, Prophecy Esports, ATROX, and Sincerity Esports. So, this place between Razak and School, one of my favorite spots to catch players off guard. I mean, there's not much to work with. We've got a little bit of trees and rocks, but otherwise that is it. There we go. Proteus now making his way in, both jumping out of the vehicle. ATROX dead also in the mix over there, looking like they might do battle. Prophecy Esports going head to head against our players from ATROX. Hughes also needs to get himself into the zone. Let's see what happens. ATROX dead decides to hide in the smoke at this point in time. Spots a player from Sincerity Esports, opens up, doesn't get a knock there, but just lets him know, I am watching you. Getting back now into the cover of his vehicle. It is ATROX dead. Here comes Pro Wrath on the right-hand side now as he approaches the players from ATROX. Spots Zeus is in the 3-time scope and a couple of shots coming in and just getting half of the damage. It's about to go down, DK. It's about to go down. Here we go. Final moments.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's the final countdown in 5, 4. No, not really. Up comes Zeus now, trying to wrap around the edge of that playable area, looking to see if he can maybe sneak himself into contention once again already. As we can see, right, those 5 eliminations coming through from Zeus. So Zeus really stepping up absolutely phenomenally so far. A good decision to move up onto the high ground. Again, looking at the spread of the rest of the teams ahead of them. But Desire getting spotted out. The spray now looking to connect on up. But this is where Zeus needs to play it super, super cautiously. Because overpeaking these positions could be the end. And that is exactly what we see happening on the opposite end now. As it is going to be Muffin to get traded up once again. And the players there from Prophecy really capitalizing on their grounding.
Yeah, there we go. Zeus 4KT spotting another player down below. Gets a couple of shots in there. Doesn't get the knock though. Sindasle will have to play medic on the left-hand side there as he gets Muffin back up on his feet. There we go. Prophecy Esports looking good coming into this final stage with 3 players still as they manage to get that revive there. Sincerity Esports looking like they might just be the... just holding on for dear life over there. Zeus 4KT opens up but gets in. Comes in a little bit closer. Shots coming in. Zeus 4KT unable to land that one, but dead is down below. Here we go. Easy knock, easy kill. That's it. ATROX back to the lobby. Sincerity Esports, one of their players up ahead. 4KT taking the high hill again. Working it beautifully with his utilities. One more smoke after this one. So let's see how he holds it down against Prophecy Esports. And Sincerity as they go. He actually lands that one beautifully. Can he get the second?
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
He's rocking it. He's rocking it. There we
Wow.
go.
I mean, like Zeus is just absolutely broken. He is goated, he's cracked, he's whatever you want to throw at it, right? Pick a name, that's probably Zeus. This is some absolutely insane performances we see coming through from Zeus. But as we have it, right, Zeus won't be able to hold on to that position for too long. However, Zeus now turns their focus on to the players coming through on the opposite end. We do have Wrath right here up alongside them, so it is going to be a very risky play, but Zeus getting ready for yet another potential engagement. Already now sitting on 7, so being able to bring in 2 more eliminations. Gets spotted out, and down he goes. Oh, that is absolutely devastating, and what a sneaky, cheeky hit that was coming through from Wrath. But Prophecy now going to be looking to capitalize on their dominance, right? They are going to be looking to move on through. They got 3 players up against the final 2 remaining now for Sincerity. And it is all now down to Muffin and, of course, Thy Slay to look and show us what they can bring on in.
Yeah, it's time to bring that caution gameplay. So Zeus has been taken out of the equation, and as you can see, it's a little bit of more calm now. Players can breathe. I feel like, wow. Big shout out to Zeus for that display over there. So lots of beautiful, what can we say, highlights coming through from him here in game number 4. But let's move over to, focus on what's up ahead here. Muffin, M762, trying to get into the zone. Zone is pulling in as well as the bullets flying through from Prophecy Esports and they are 100% aware that they have the upper hand here. So let's see. I mean, it's looking like it might just go pro. There we go. Getting a knock. Deadliest, one more to go. And some often will probably get taken out by the zone. And there we go. Prophecy Esports with a winner chicken dinner in game number 4.
Yeah, no surprise on that one, but well played to Prophecy nonetheless. I mean, picking up that clutch, that winner chicken dinner, 3 eliminations. Sincerity also rocking it out with 3. And then, of course, Slime being absolutely broken, finishing on those 12 eliminations. So Slime really going absolutely to town here in this last match of the day. We do see the players there from ATROX locking themselves into 4th place. EFX coming in with 8 eliminations in 5th position. Lag taking 6. And also picking up those 3 trades. We got the players then from SIDEMEN all the way in 7th position. We got Deset Flame in 8th with 2. We've got the players there from 6 Gaming in 9th position. And then, of course, the players from the Predators all the way down into 10th position. So, again, a very exciting match being brought in. And the team's really stepping up. Even though we didn't have as many teams participating this round, they really still kept the action as high as they could manage it. And, of course, we need to take a look at our stars of the match. It is going to be Zeus, no surprise, to be our match MVP with those 7 eliminations, over 1,000 damage being dealt. And then, of course, it is going to be Thy Slave from Sincerity being our best companion. And the final hit was dealt by the Blue Zone.
Yeah, once again, the Blue Zone taking the final kill. So, but nevertheless, phenomenal gameplay coming through by Zeus specifically, or 4KT as well. Just ripping. I mean, if it was the transfer window right now and eyes was on Zeus 4KT, everybody would be gunning for him with that gameplay, man. Wow.
Yeah, that was quite a statement being made there by Zeus. So what a beautiful play indeed. And of course, that brings us to the end of an absolutely insane day. Like, Slime really being the team that stepped it up the most today, right? Showing absolutely crazy consistency, at least with regards to the eliminations that they were able to bring in match, out. We know this match they finished off on those 12 eliminations. Before, it was also an absolutely crazy play coming in, right? So, like, match 2, we had Slime picking up that winner chicken dinner with 17 eliminations. Match 1, we had a little bit of a different turn of event coming through from Slime, only managing 6th place, but still finishing on double digits, right? So that's 3 matches with double digits. And then, of course, we know, looking at the performance coming through over on towards our 3rd match, Slime kept up the consistency, still placing into 7th place, walking away with those 6 eliminations. So an absolutely beautiful day coming through from Slime. So what an absolutely phenomenal performance that was across the board. And I mean, we want to see that consistency now boiling over into the final week.
Yeah, indeed. And the key word there is consistency for our players from 4KT Slime. What? That was crazy. I enjoyed the games, DK. Thank you so much for having me up just to watch that gameplay, especially game number 4. And I also want to talk about just the repetition coming through for, once again, 4KT. Game week number 1 was this, right? You said it. Game week number 2, then it went to Rila Insider. Unfortunately, tonight we were wondering who's it going to go to, and it spells 4KT all over. So one more game week to go, and I'm excited to see that leaderboard. What's it looking like? Because we know Rila Insider, they were on top with a huge gap, and it looks like the gap might have been closed that much.
Yeah, well, only time will tell, right? We have to wait till next week to see what the conclusion of season the conclusion of season 11 will be. But beautiful performances coming in across the board. The teams really bring in some very satisfying PUBG action once again. So really satisfied with that. And of course, on that note, we are going to be ending it right here for this week. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely impressed by the performances we had. And we look forward to seeing you all back again next week for the final week of some crazy insanity right here in season 11 of the PUBG Mobile Mettlestate Pro Series.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely weekend further. What a way to start the weekend off. Thank you so much, DK.
All right, guys. Until next week, stay safe, stay frosty, and well, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Until then, goodbye.
Adios.